All right. So what we have to do today is conversion functions. We are still dealing with functions, and hopefully we should be able to round up single row functions. So far we have done character function, number function, date function. Now we want to do conversion function. So after this conversion function, hopefully we should be able to do conversion function and general function. So these are, once we do these two, that means we are done with single row functions. We'll be left with multiple row functions, right? So what we want to do today is conversion functions. After completing this lesson, you should be able to do the following. Describe various types of conversion functions that are available in SQL. They are use the toChar, toNumber, toDate conversion functions. Apply conditional expressions in a select statement. Now, conversion functions, data type conversion, implicit data type conversion, and explicit data type conversion. Now, what does this mean? I'm sure you still have the image of our database, which is application, database management system, and database. I keep bringing it up because the moment you understand this concept and it sinks in, that is it. I told you that the application will always communicate with the DBMS. It doesn't communicate with the database. It is the DBMS that communicates with the database. Now, the database, all the tables, all the columns in the database are stored in different data type. We have done that. But this data, DBMS, like in the case of Oracle, we have what we call Oracle server. That is what this DBMS uses to operate. So when you write your query from the application and it gets to the DBMS, the Oracle server is expecting, it might be expecting data in a particular column, in a particular data type. But what you are sending is another data type. So sometimes the Oracle server can implicitly on its own convert what you are sending to the data type format that is in the database column before doing the comparison. Or you will explicitly define it before you send it, explicitly define it in your query before you send it to the Oracle server so that you can do the comparison, because if the data type don't match, it will throw you an error. That error simply means I couldn't find what you are looking for. Are you with me? That is what you mean by implicit data type conversion, meaning the Oracle server is doing the conversion by itself. It's not requesting your help. But explicit data type conversion is when you convert the data yourself before sending it to the data Oracle server for it to do its comparison. So we are going to be looking at this. But most importantly, the explicit data type conversion is what we are going to be doing, because this one is done within the database management system itself. But it is advisable that you always use this explicit. You define it so that this Oracle server will not be confused when it comes across some of your arguments and then throw you an error. So it's better you explicitly define the data type yourself. And that is when you are going to use this. So these are the data type conversion, explicit data type conversion. We have number data type, character data type, date data type. There are other data types, but these are the ones we are working with for now. Once you understand the concept, you are going to apply it to the other ones. That is basically it. I can't teach you everything at once. What I'm trying to teach you is the concept. Once you get the concept on your own, through practice, you can now apply all the other variables. Now you have number, character, date. Look at this diagram. It's telling you that you can convert character to number. You see, it goes like this. Look at the arrowhead. So this is what you use to convert character to number. To underscore number is a function. Then you have, when you want to convert number to character, This is the function you will call tocha. To character. This one is to number. This one is to date. When you want to convert character to date, you use this function. This one is vice versa. When you want to convert date to character, you use this function, tocha. So tocha can be used to convert date to character, and it can also be used to convert number to character. Why to number? So we have three types here now: to number, to date, and tocha. Now these are their syntax. Tocha is expecting this number of arguments, number or date, meaning it's going to convert number or date to character. Then you have the modifier, format modifier. You can see that is in a square bracket. And I told you anything you see in this type of bracket mean is optional. That's what it means, optional. Then we have the NLS parameters. This NLS params is also in a square bracket, meaning it's also optional. What this means is the language in which it is your output is going to be returned. The language, the format in which your output is going to be returned. That is what these two are telling you. So why they are optional is because if you don't put them, the system will use the session parameters. That because when you log into a database, that is a session. So all the parameters, that session has its parameters. So when you don't define this format, the Oracle server will use the session format. That is why these are optional. Then we have tone number. This is the parameter. So tone number is expecting character, in which is going to convert to number. And then you also have this FMT and NL parameters. So you will see them practically. Then we have the toad date function. This toad date is a function you call when you want to convert a character to date. And then you also have the FMT and the NS parameters, which tells you how your output is going to be returned to you. Now, these are the elements of the date format model. For like in the case of dates, these are the elements. You will be seeing me use them practically. So this element, YY, tells you that you are looking at the full year in numbers. So Y. If it is 2023, it's going to return it in full, 2023. Year is going to return it in spelling. Two-digit value for the month. So once I put that means I'm saying the month, which is we're in August. That will be 08. Month is full name of the month. So if I use this element, you are going to see them practically. But I'm just showing you, this is theory. I'm showing you the theoretical aspect of it. Then we'll now go into practical. Month, full name of the month. So in August now, it will tell you August. Then we have MON. This one is giving you 3-letter abbreviation of the month. So if it is August, August will be AUG, right? That is what it will return. If you use DY, 3-letter abbreviated of the day of the week. So if it is Monday, that will be MON, like that. Day, if you use this day, it will be full name of the week, which is Monday, fully spelled. Then DD stands for numeric day of the month. So there are many other elements, but these are the few ones we are going to use in our query today. Now, time element for format. To format the time portion of the date. HH24, MI. This one is hour. Then 24 tells you that you are looking at from 0 to 23, which is you are counting 1 o'clock as 13, 2 o'clock as 14. Then minute. Then SS is second. So this AM represents either AM or PM. Now look at the format. So this time here is telling you 3:45, 3:45 minutes after 3, 32 seconds, PM. So this is the format. Practically, I'm going to show you. I'm just showing you the theory. Character string by enclosing them with double quotation. So if you are introducing a string, you have to put it in double quote. You will see this. So when you say 12th of October, you can see this format. DD is telling you the day of the number of the day. Then month is giving you the full spelling of the month. Then off, you are introducing this off as a string. So you have to put in a double quote. It will come out this way. You will see it. I'll show you practically. Number suffixes spell out numbers. So when you have something like this is the format DDSPTH. That means you are spelling out the day, 14th. And if time permits us, we'll look at nesting functions. It's just one expression, nesting of functions. We'll look at that. Let's now select from our table. Select star from employees. Yes, this is our normal table, right? We'll run this and it's going to give us all this. Now let's see how we are going to use the tocha function. Select employees, employee ID, right? Comma. Then I'm going to call the function. I will use to, I want to use the tocha. So the moment I type it, I can type it in, maybe, let me do everything small letter. Tocha. The moment I call that function, you can see the system is showing me the syntax. So the first one I'm seeing n, then fmt nls param. That is what I showed you, the parameter. I showed you that. Then you can see that this one now is showing me that I can convert either an expression to character, I can convert character to character, I can convert date, I can convert sysdate, and it's showing me the format that I can use. So with this one now, I am going to, is expecting argument. Now I want to convert, let me write. I'm calling a function now, then I'm going to supply a date. I'm going to supply this, my date, higher date column to it. So I'm going to supply higher underscore date, right? Then comma. So that is the column I'm supplying to the function. Now, this select clause is your output. You must understand that you are dealing with input, you are dealing with the source, and then we are dealing with the output. The select clause is the output. So you are now trying to say that when you collect the higher date column, for each row that is returned to you, the format I want you to present that row to me is what I'm now going to type. You know, I showed you in that tocha that it has three arguments that you supplied inside, but the other two were optional, which is the FMT and the NLS param. Are you with me? So I'm supplying this column higher date. I'm now saying that for each row that comes out in the higher date, pass it to this tocha, convert it from date to character, but give it to me in the format I'm going to specify. So I'll put it, I've done that comma, then I'll put single quote. Inside the single quote, I will now type mm/yy. Did you see that format that I put? So I'm going to close my bracket. And I'm going to give it an alias. I'll give it an alias as month underscore hired. Month hired. Now, this is the why I'm not putting it in a double quote is because the way I have typed it is going to return everything in cap lock. But because I have it as underscore, meaning it is one word, that underscore tells you that it is one word. So I don't need to put it in double quote. If I put it in double quote, it means I want it to be represented the exact way I have typed it. But it's going to come out in capital letter. Are you with me? So let's just work with this tocha. Then I'm going to put my from clause from employees. So when I run this, watch, select employee ID, do whatever as. Now I'm going to run it. Watch. Can you see what it did? Okay, let me put last name here. Let me put last name here. Last underscore name. then comma. So let me run this again. Now, do you see this? Look at the way, it is here. This is the database. Can you see how the column, the higher date column, the date is saved? It's saved as day dash month dash year. And it is saved. Look at the way it is saved. But when I want it to be presented to me in my report, in my output, I'm saying that give me the month, only the month and the year. Don't give me the day. Give me only the month and the year. So it's going to, and don't give it to me in writing, in word like this. And this is character. This is character. So that is why it's converting the date to character. So the function that will do that conversion is tocha. And the way I want it to present it to me is like this. So when I run this script, can you see how it came? Are you seeing the output? I want to change this format again. I want to change this display format. So I want to change this display format to something like this. Now I'm going to add that FMT, which is that modifier. So I will do FM, then I will type this TD. So this is the way I want it to present the output to me. Month, the month will be in full, then Y, as in 4Y. This one now, I am saying return it to me in this format. This FM is a modifier. By default, there will be padding. Now, okay, let's just watch. I space it. This is day. So 2 characters for the day. Then month, it will spell out the month in full. Then year, it will give me the 4 digit of the year. That first script that I wrote before. Let me just copy this and show you that script again. Copy this. Bring this down. Put this here. This one, I did YY. I did YY. This one, I put slash here. This was the first one that I ran, right? That gave me this. Now look at this one now. I'm going to run this one. And let's see what this one will give me. Are you with me? Yeah. Now see how this one came out. You see, this one came out as in 17 June 2003. It took the higher date, which is the higher date column. Every row that comes out from the higher date column, it will pass each of the row to Tocha to convert to character. Now, in what format is it going to convert it? This is the format in which it's going to return it. This is the format. So it's going to return the day, the month spelled out in full. Now look at, with the first letter of the month, capital, uppercase. Can you see June is spelled in uppercase? Just the way the format it is. Then YY, which is the calendar, the year in full. If I remove this format, just look at this. Oh, look at this very well. Look at this very well. Let me remove this FM. I'm going to run it again. Now, did you see that you have 17 June and it padded it with space, more space? Can you see that? That is what you call padding. It padded it automatically with more space before you get to 2003. Now, that is the work of the FM. That FM is to remove this padding. I don't want it to remove to put this padding, that this space. So by putting this modifier, I am saying don't pad it. Bring everything close. The way I have written it, here. I have just one space in between the D and the M. And then I have, if I remove this, see, there is no space. Now, look at, I have one space. In between the H and the Y, I have only one space. So give it to me that way. That is why I put the FM. If I didn't put the FM, it put more than one space between the month and the year. So I want it to give me one space, just the way I have written it. So I run it. So can you see what he did? He gave it to me just the way. So that is what that modifier is.